I'm a person that grew up in a state institution. While I was at the institution, the psychologist on the discharge staffing said I would not amount to anything. I would have to live in a group home and work in a shelter workshop. A, I don't work in a shelter workshop, and B, I do not live in a group home. I actually live in my apartment where I pay rent, I got a job, and I got friends. And I'm able to go where I want to go when I want. I think it is time to close the institutions. I believe in home and community-based services, a lot cheaper, and people live longer, I think. They're happier. They should have a right to live in the community. We have a lot of money tied up in the institutions in a nice way, and we need to bring that money back to our community. Good morning, this is Cindy. Yeah, I don't leave for Madison till next Sunday, and then I'm gone till like Thursday. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams that I would be a director of anything. I had to work hard to get to where I am. When I was born, I was given 24 hours to live. My mom took drugs and alcohol. It left me with an intellectual disability and a serious seizure disorder. I was taken right out of my mother's arms. I was shipped to the foster care system, and my mom was shipped to the Cheetah prison. One foster mother set my shirt on fire. I was not expected to live, but somehow I lived through that. When I was 8, I was sent to live at Southern Wisconsin Center, an institution for people with disabilities. It was a lonely, horrible place where I did not have a voice or told what you could do. I cried a lot. No one was listening to me. I was scared. I just wanted to know if I'm going to have to live like this the rest of my life. And that's hard to admit that I did think about killing myself a few times. All I wanted to be is to be loved. The only good thing about the state institution was I taught myself how to read, went to school, and joined Special Olympics. I began to see myself as an athlete. I gained confidence. I started believing in myself a little bit more, and I started even feeling better. So I have to say, Special Olympics changed my life. Hey, hey, ho, ho, community versus the radio. Hey, hey, ho, ho, comunidad primero, la forma de ir. In the 1980s, new laws were passed to help people move out of the institutions into the community. I was very scared to leave the institution. The day that I was discharged from Southern Center, I hid in a garage. I didn't want to leave. I didn't know anything but that home. At least I thought that was my home. Now I say no. I will never step in those grounds again. I was 26 years old, and that's when my life started. My guardian said I'll be there every step of the way, which she was. I was too afraid to find out what was out in the community at first. But she said, you're not going back to the center. I had to learn how to budget money, how to cook, manage my safety, manage my time, get myself up, set an alarm, how to clean a bathroom, the bathtub, laundry. Oh God. First time I ever did the laundry, it all turned pink. All of it. So it's like, okay, whoops. After 3 years, I decided I didn't need a guardian. My guardian went to court with me. The judge agreed with me and ended the guardianship. And Mommy loves you so much, boo-boo. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies is gray. Please don't take my sun shine away. I have lived in my apartment 39 years this year. I know my neighbors and help them too. Do some dog sitting and walking. I like to buy local and shop at farmer markets. I have the Irish and they are helping me. I am on the Life Navigators board. And then I'm in a Harborine where I can be with other friends. I love this being out in my community. It makes me happy. Moving out of the institution made me healthier because when I came out of the institution, I wasn't very healthy. I mean, seriously, the doctors had to take off a lot of medications. They never needed these medications. I got more confidence in trying things I never would have ever tried years ago. I would always say no. Everything was a no. No, 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 no. But now it's a yes, yes, yes. I love it. I try to make good decisions. I need to be able to fall down and pick myself back up like everybody else does. We're regular people. I like it when somebody tells me I can't do it. I'm going to do it. One thing I did do is I contacted the Special Olympic office to see if I could get on a team. I joined Athlete for Leadership program. I began to speak about my life to doctors, teachers, and police officers. I helped them understand how to work with people with intellectual disabilities and treat us with respect. I was chosen International Female Athlete of the Year. And then I was nominated to be a global messenger for Special Olympic International. I traveled all over the world speaking on behalf of Special Olympics and my story. I was invited to the White House 2 times. Met 2 presidents, President Clinton and President Bush. Special Olympics not only changed my life, but it keeps you healthy. They teach leadership skills. The athletes have a voice. They ask us what we think. People started listening to me and respecting me. What I enjoy about Special Olympics, I want to give back. They gave me so much. So much. I always look at the window. When I first got out of the institution, I worked at a shelter workshop. It was not enough to do there. I put stickers on cookbooks. And then some other piecework. And I just said, I don't want to do this anymore. So I actually walked out of one day. I was bored. I needed more to do. Next job was a Y, loved it. Parents would drop off their children and I would take care of them while they exercised. And then I got promoted. I had to get kids on school buses. There was about 10 buses I was in charge of. And then I also worked in the after school program, which I loved. Then I went to the Shores Nursing Home. I volunteered and then I got a job as an activity director there. I worked at Marshall Fields, McDonald's right by my house. I worked a fry machine, Playland. I helped them unload the trucks in the morning. So, yep. Do you have one like for the birds that you can see out their window in there? I think for a long time, we've been hitting away. And people don't know about people with disabilities, but now they know more. I see more people in the community now with disabilities than I ever did. They're realizing that we can work. We can hold down a job. We can get married. And we can even have children if we want to. I'd rather have a cat, thank you. I got my dream job working for People First of Wisconsin. I started out as an advocate specialist. I testified in front of Congress on guardianship, abuse and neglect, the submaiden wage. I advocated against using the R word. I advocated to close the institution that I lived in, and others don't need them. They need to come home, and as we say, in People First, free our people, free our people. I wrote a book about my life with Bob Kahn and Carolyn Hoffman. I wrote it to let people know I had a rough life. I turned my life around, and I'm advocating not only for myself, but other people with intellectual disabilities. People don't know our stories because we never have been able to talk about our stories. We've been sheltered either in an institution or a special school or whatever. Now it is our time to shine and rise. From being an advocate specialist, I have been the executive director of People First Wisconsin. I didn't want to do it at first. The BP board helped, and they were big role models, and they gave me lots of encouragement. Lots. And then this was the opportunity for the first person with intellectual disabilities to be a director, so I couldn't pass that up either. We're going to sign up for that. Now this is for tomorrow with Leah, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of responsibilities. I manage 5 staff. I have job coach that helps me. I also have regular meetings with our governor's office. The last thing we talked about was shortage of caregiving, and to let them know we want 2 institutions closed. And as long as I'm alive, I'm going to be fighting for them to be closed. Hopefully they close before I go over to Rainbow.
Why did you want to participate in this video?
I want people to know your life can change with supports. I want self-advocates to make sure that they know they have a voice. They need to speak up. You need to be listened to. No more of somebody talking for you. Parents, they don't know what you want either until you speak up for yourself. You shouldn't be treated any differently from your sisters and brothers. I want people to live out their life in the community like I am. We have young legislators in there now. They need to go and look at these centers. We need them to really take it to heart. We got to do better. This is the 21st century, and these institutions need to be closed. I get afraid.
Do you need help?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll walk with you.
Thanks.
Of course.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
Here is a story I like to tell. The size of a goldfish depends on the size of the place where it lives.
Yeah,
Thank you for helping me.
Of course. Have a good day.
If you keep a goldfish in a small fishbowl, it stays small. But if you place the goldfish in a large pond, it gets much bigger. People are like goldfish. If we live and work in a small area, not getting a chance to meet people and try new things, our lives stay small. But if we live and work in many different and challenging places with many different people, our lives grow big. And we can do more than anyone ever dreamed we could do. Choose the pond, not the fishbowl.